right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Another episode of the Always Chillin' Podcast. Skinny D and the Sandman in the barbershop once again. I got a prison question.
What's good?
If there's like a, because all these hurricanes and shit, like that's a super extreme example, but like if there was like a tornado or something, do you do like, is there like a tornado drill? You guys all go to like a hallway, or are they just good luck? Like
It's pretty
if
much
the tornado
good luck.
hits, good luck, man.
It's pretty much good luck.
Is it just like lockdown? We're just gonna lock everybody. In
Yeah, they lock us down. They get us all to our. Well, I mean, I remember one specific one. I think it was the one in Hallam where we saw that shit.
Really?
Yeah, I remember running across the yard and it flooded. Like when it rains in there, you're sloshing to 3-4 inches of water. You know, it's down in a gully. You can't see it from the highway, but it's kind of down in the gully, so it floods pretty bad in there. So that was always one of my fears, like, like I can swim, but we can't get out the cell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So wherever you're at, they'll pretty much just lock you down right there. If they can get you to the units, get to your unit. But if you can't make it to the unit, wherever you're at in the prison is where you're at. I don't know if this is facts, but it was always kind of like a running joke in prison. I think even a guard even told me this shit. And I might have been the dumb motherfucker that asked this shit. Like, yo, bro, what if a tornado comes,
Right.
scoops my skinny ass up and puts me on the other side of the fence? He said, you're a free man. I said, what? He said, I doubt you fucking survive, but yeah, you're a free man. Any natural disaster that takes you outside of the facility, naturally, you're a free man.
No way.
Yeah, man. I said, get the fuck out. Did everybody, guards, inmates, every high-ranking guards, I said, I don't know if it was a running joke or a prison joke, but yeah, man, some motherfuckers was dead serious about it. And would try to, get caught in a fucking storm and shit. Yeah, I never.
Well, that's probably why they perpetuate it, is so that dudes will try to get caught in storms and they think it's funny.
I never confirmed it.
Let's see. It
was like a long running joke in prison that if a tornado takes you outside of the prison, but what's the odds of you surviving? You probably not. And it ain't like the tornado's gonna say, "Hey, man," and put you right there. More than likely,
I can't even find anything about that, dude. We'll never know.
I do remember, I can't remember what year it was, but we lost power in there probably about 18 hours.
That sucks.
I can't remember if it was a storm or...
I mean, does it suck? Like, what's the difference, I guess?
Yeah,
really?
probably...
You're just in the dark. It's probably scary.
Been to prison 3 times. I've been involved in some shit.
Yeah.
I've seen some shit.
Yeah.
But that was probably my most stressful time ever in prison. My knife's outside. I ain't got nothing in here. I got my padlock, and it's kind of like the desert of Afghanistan. There ain't no night lights in here. Dark as fucking dark.
Yeah.
And if you got a middle cell, you're in the middle of the cell house, bro. You can't see that. You know what I mean? So it's that was probably my I think that was a storm. That was a really bad lightning storm where we lost power for like 18, almost 24 hours pretty much, man, where I was like, wow. But as far as storms, I just remember that one tornado. I was never in there for any natural disasters. None that ever really affected the prison. But yeah, I'm have to look that up. I'll let you know.
Yeah, I can't find it. I can't find anything about it.
I still know some people I can ask.
I was thinking about that because my wife was telling me about, I guess, like, I didn't even know this, but 517 prisoners were unaccounted for after Katrina.
Yeah.
So they're probably just dead.
Well, while you're an inmate, some call it slavery, some call it modern day, but yeah, you're property of the state. And if you're the director, you're the warden, or whatever they call you, wherever prison you're at. You could be an asshole and say fuck them, let them perish, let them drown, or you can say, hey, crack them doors. We up out of here. And that's
Yeah.
probably what happened. More than likely, that's what happened in Katrina. Maybe the warden was like, "Yo, they ain't gonna survive anyway, so crack the doors."
And they got abandoned. Like they just left them in their cells. They said we're out, and left them in their cells. They said good luck. That's not what happened to all of them, but these ones.
I can see that happening. Maybe a
ones
condemned unit, some chimos, murderers, some killers and shit. Fuck them motherfuckers. Especially if you know what they did.
Orleans Parish Prison. Let's see what happened.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. I forgot about that.
Oh, shit. August 29, 2005, when Hurricane Katrina struck the Gulf Coast, the staff of the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office abandoned the jail and left 650 prisoners in their cells with no access to food, water, or ventilation.
Somebody got to be liable for that. Somebody had to pay for that.
Deputies returned days later and began evacuating inmates to surrounding areas. In over 400 testimonials conducted by the ACLU, prisoners described their experiences during the abandonment, which included exposure to flood water and other elements, hunger, beatings by jail staff and other inmates, and other racially charged abuse by jail staff. There's no official death count for the prisoners that were left behind. 517 prisoners are registered as unaccounted for.
We'll probably say, let's say half of those didn't make it.
Yeah, I mean, probably more than half.
Probably more than half. I mean, we're talking about a hurricane. Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
And dudes are dying in this jail like crazy.
Yeah, it's probably one of the most notorious prisons in America.
Between April 2006 and April 2014, 44 inmate deaths, including 7 uncounted deaths, whatever that means. Oh, that's inmates who got released shortly before they died of, like, cancer or whatever.
Whatever, yeah. I've seen that happen.
Yeah.
Once. Knew a guy.
49 inmate deaths since April 2006.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Seems like a lot. Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, like I said, I saw shit, but most of the time it's just a dude getting his head busted open. He got a couple extra holes poked in his body. You know what I mean? Nothing like that many a year. That's a lot. Prison's violent, but that's a lot.
Yeah. It's
damn. I mean, you gotta.
Well, and then in addition to the 500 unaccounted for people, that doesn't even count them.
I mean, and maybe I just didn't see it at NSP when I was there, but Tecumseh specifically, I always would hear that the guards had their own gang. Not really necessarily a name gang, but they operated themselves like a gang, bro. So not only if you were a blood, you had to look out for the Crips, you had to look out for the Sureños and them, you had to look out for the Goon Squad too. I mean, and I thought it was a joke, and until I had a run-in with them. I remember one of the dudes had a fake leg even, you know what I mean? And I'm looking at him like, man, I can sweep you right now, but the way they rolled up on me, because you could just be randomly walking down the yard and they have these little quota pads that they got to fill up. And you ain't doing shit there. Shake down. Just random. You got to stop, they shake you down, do their thing and shit. So, he tried to play tough with me. So motherfucker, I'm 230, motherfucker. What's up? You got one leg. Man, about 4 or 5 of these motherfuckers, like we would do. If my homie was jawboning with the enemy and we saw him puff up a little bit, we gonna check the spot. Like I was like, oh shit. Hey, just let me walk away. Just let me get away this time. And I had to reevaluate my situation with these guys.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I gotta watch how I move around these dudes. Like they was doing damage, man. They was putting in work, as we would say on the streets. Like they was putting in work. Motherfuckers in the infirmary every other day. And it's like, damn, who whooped him? Oh, it had to be the blue suits. If ain't nobody taking credit for the whooping, ain't nobody taking credit for the work, it had to be the blue suits. All these motherfuckers in here beating motherfuckers up. Damn. I was like, wow. Tecumseh was it was a whole different world. I tell a lot of people when I share my story, man, I've never been so happy to be transferred from one prison to another. You would have thought I was going home. When they woke me up 3 a.m. that morning and told me roll up, I can't use the phone, or they'll tell you can't use the phone. That's how you kind of know you're about to roll up. Something about to happen. You might be going to the hole or something. I mean, but I was like, shit, I'm getting out of here. So I was like, okay. By 6 that morning, you gonna get your bus ticket. We call it a bus ticket. It's just a little strip of paper says NSP on it. So I was like, oh man, I think I got that little happy tear. Like, oh fuck, man, I'm going home. You know what I mean? I'm going back to Lincoln. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, bro, just to get away from that whole, because it wasn't really Tecumseh wasn't. After the spread had smoothed out, I'm seeing who's running shit, who's doing what. I can get in here or stay out of there. But the guard, that whole goon squad thing, man, it made it really, really stressful for me, where I never had that element of prison, you know what I mean, on my shoulder like that. Like, I fear no man. Never have I feared a man like that, but the situation.
Yeah.
I'm just scared of the situation, man. These guards up here gang banging like a motherfucker, man.
Yeah. Well, and they don't get in trouble for
They don't get in trouble.
whatever they're doing.
And nobody reports the shit. There was one situation where a guy did something so hideous back in the day. I won't say what it was. He had a fall partner. But the particular unit that he was in, not to say because you're in the hole or protective custody or even death row that somebody can't send somebody in there to touch you. Like, you can be touched in here. It don't matter where you're at. But this particular unit where this guy was at, it was the blue suits. No other inmate could have got to that guy. And he ends up mysteriously, case closed. Nobody talked about it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, that's them.
the power dynamic's weird too.
It is. It's so weird. It's so weird. But
And half the stuff that's coming in, they're bringing in, so it's like you make them mad, and then the cigarettes stop or whatever.
that's a whole nother.
Like they got all the chips in a lot of different ways.
I mean, more the women than the men. The women got two open orifices. They're women, but they're also, and no disrespect, but they're also the weakest. I've done time with players, pimps, or otherwise just those silver tongued motherfuckers, right? That you can't say no to type motherfuckers. You know what I mean? You got her, shit. She could be married with a husband and 5 kids at home. But if this pimp dude who's been a pimp his whole life and knows how to lace her, oh, she'll be bringing a pound of cocaine in here Friday for him. And no touching, no nothing involved. Yet. That's coming.
It's happening.
That's
It's
coming.
happening.
I had a low-end operation. She happened to share a name with a family here in Lincoln where I was like, oh, that's my way in. Hey, you related to? No. I laced her up a little bit. Little baby bump, you know what I mean? I'm dropped my game on her. Hey, she was bringing me shit in. Probably took me about, I'm not going to say it was like an overnight thing. Probably took me about 6 to 8 months before I could finally, drop the question where I felt comfortable enough. Yeah, sure as shit. And make it so bad when she just bought me a bag of weed in there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to do no major shit. More than anything, I just wanted to smoke. I wasn't really looking forward to hustling in prison. I just wanted to smoke. So not only does she bring me a whole fucking ounce of fucking weed, bro, but most people know, sift that shit out. Break it all the way down so you can make it look like a pencil. I can make a whole ounce look like a pencil. By the time you break that shit up and you sit it on your desk in your cell, you can just watch that shit. You got a whole pound. So I'm like, yo, she comes right to the fucking unit in the Sally port. Got to speak to Wilkinson. I'm like, bitch. So I'm like, I'll play it off and shit, and she fucking hands me it. I'm like, oh shit, I don't look at it, you know what I mean? I'll just go ahead and put it in my pocket. But I'm like, what the fuck? So I go ahead, I run back to the bathroom and shit. I break it out. I'm like, oh fuck, man, I'm walking around prison with a street bag of weed, not a whole street bag of weed, man. I'm walking around this motherfucker sweating bullets. Like, I gotta break this shit down. I gotta get a homie this piece. But yeah, probably 99.5 of the shit that comes in prison is the blue suits. I mean,
they're the only ones that go in and out. So.
They're the only ones that going out. Yeah. I mean, only so many motherfuckers can keister a day. You only get visits. I think what was it? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, something. But they weren't every day.
Yeah.
The visits were, if you were from out of town, they were 8 hours. If you were from in town, it was a 4-hour visit. So you could bust your moves and shit. But, you can only put in so much work. You can only get so much in. I think the most I ever heard a dude keistering was a QP.
Jeez. That's a lot, man. You said like the most, a quarter pound.
The look on your face, dog. Yeah, Dad. Yeah. I'm from Lincoln right here. I won't say his name. We kind of grew up together and shit. But this little dude, man,
that's dedication, dude.
This dude, QPs at a time. Like every visit, you knew this dude was bringing a QP to the yard, homie. We call that shit tampered with.
It's not weird to like. When you're smoking it, you're like, where it was. It doesn't bother you.
You just hope it's one of your homies and not just a random dude. It's a random.
Like you don't think about it while you're smoking it.
Yeah, you even joke about it. So you're like, man. You even joke about it sometimes. But my whole thing is like this. Like, check it out. This is some funny shit. This is funny shit. Be in the visiting room, right? There's 2 incidents where I was like, what the fuck? The first one, my baby mom at the time, ain't been together for years, but she was just like good, clean, and wholesome. I used to call her glass of milk. Like, didn't know nothing about the thug shit, none of this shit, right? Well, there was a particular guy named Slick, may rest in peace, in the pen. Like, he was notoriously known for keistering, for himself. He wasn't a mule. But anyway, like in the visiting room, they'll stagger you. They'll never sit me and you across directly from each other. It's me here, then you and your family there, then, like that, on and so forth, right? So we had like a angle towards Slick and them like that. So I'm talking and shit, I see his wife get up, go to the vending machine, go to the bathroom, and what she's doing is she's going in there, pulling it out. She's washing it off. She's buying a cup of coffee or a Pepsi or a Coke. She's emptying that shit and she's putting it in there, or she'll just keep it in her hand. There's many different ways they do it. Mm-hmm. But anyway, she comes back and puts the shits on the table. I think it was in an M&M bag or a Skittles bag or something. So Slick will go in there like he's eating Skittles or M&Ms. He'll pop some in his mouth and then he'll kind of like that, drop it down his collar. So I know what he doing. I know when I see Slick in the visiting room, there's going to be some weed on the yard. Or Coke or whatever. Slick was one of them 70s motherfuckers that would shoot, have around, all that shit. He didn't give a fuck. He won't get high. He ain't never getting out. So I know. I already know what Slick doing. So I'm talking and shit, not paying attention. And my glass of milk, baby mom, she's like, what is he doing? So I'm like, hey, shut the fuck up. You trying to get me killed? Like, shut the fuck up, right? So I'm looking, I don't know how Slick does his thing, but his name's Slick for a fucking reason, right?
Hands free.
Man, this dude's probably about a QP.
Sucks it up.
And just drops it down his shirt. It'll go down the back of his pants, and he'll get it in the crack of his ass, and he'll just about 10 times.
That's crazy.
No hands, dog. I'm like, she's just over there like, I'm like, shut the fuck up, man. You trying to get me shanked on the yard. Shut the fuck up, man. another time on the visiting room, I usually, like, there's so many guys up here, like, you don't want to be last out. So me, I try to be like ahead of everybody, like 20 minutes, maybe in a half hour before the visit. I'll tell my family or my people, like, yo, let's get up out of here. So I ain't left in the Schitt's Creek. And we called it Schitt's Creek for a reason. All right.
Okay.
So this particular visit, I had the whole squad up there, and I didn't want to run it early, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'll just, I ain't tripping. I ain't got nothing to do. I'm in fucking prison, right?" So I'll just stand at the end of the line. I'm W, so I gotta be all the way at the end of the line because they alphabetically bring you back in, right? And I can't demonstrate it, of course, but as I'm standing in the back of the line, now mind you, like I said, I don't usually stay to the end of the visit, so this is all new to me. So you'll see probably 100 guys up here in the visitor room, and some of them just got holes in their pockets to where they can just reach on back. Or you see another half of dudes that just got their whole arm up their ass, man, sticking this shit up in their ass so they can go through, get strip search, and go back to the compound, man. I'm like, you smell his ass? Schitt's Creek. You smell his ass? I knew one dude that had a shit bag. Man, this dude was bringing everything in: syringes, liquid, coke, liquid, all kinds of
nobody
shit.
wants to look in your shit bag, dude.
Man, I remember one day I happened to be in there with him, and I knew what he was doing. I know. You know what I mean? Man, he opened that shit bag. All I saw was blue suits just. We all could have been dirty, bro, and we all could have just walked our shit in that day. When he opened that shit bag, I was like, oh, man. Him, I had a problem with getting a joint from. I just sitting in the shit bag. It just didn't sit well with me. I don't know. That was just me. But him, yeah, I wouldn't buy joints from him.
Oh man, prison's weird, dude.
Yeah, prison, but that's just a little.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man. Some dudes, they would put it a little too far up there and probably had to wait till tomorrow. And literally had to shit that shit out. So now, not only do you gotta shit it out, but you gotta get it out the shit. You get it? You gotta get it out the shit.
I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to smoke weed that bad, dude.
I did.
Yeah, I mean, you probably do. I'd say that, but
I did.
Probably would.
I did. That's how I.
I wouldn't want it. I would. Eventually, I would be okay with smoking stuff other people brought in or whatever. But I would never. If my only option was to key strip myself, shit it out, dig through the shit, like I'm probably gonna. I'm gonna quit smoking weed.
Never did that.
Yeah.
That was never gonna be.
I don't want it. I don't want it that bad, man.
I don't want it that bad. I'm just not gonna smoke. That was never gonna be an option for me. Motherfucker in Tecumseh, man, big old black motherfucker. We called him Grape Ape. It used to be his cartoon back in the 80s and the 90s. Remember the ape that rode on the van? Grape Ape, Biggly. He looked just like Grape Ape, man. This motherfucker had the Hemis. we used to call him the Hemis, man. You stuffing shit up in your ass, bro. They had with the chiropractor bread, the one that breaks in half and where they got you head down and your feet down here and went and cut homeboy's Hemis out and shit. Couldn't key. He was keystering too much.
Oh, hemorrhoid. He got hemorrhoids.
Got the Hemis. Oh. Got them Hemis. Motherfuckers hated me in that motherfucker, man. Yeah, but you can damage your fucking shit.
Well, I'm sure you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to do that.
You stick your old QBs in. One dude I knew was getting syringes. Yeah, so he could shoot his dope. Fucking syringes.
That sounds like you're gonna get an infection, dude.
That had to be a blue suit.
Yeah, nobody's.
I'm gonna say he was probably bullshitting me, probably fucking with me. But yeah, I'm gonna say that was a blue suit. Yeah, but most of your contraband that's gonna come inside of a prison, the guards have something to do with it, one way or another. If it's not their operation, there was rumors where, it's been a while. I haven't heard this dude's name since he got out of office, but John Bruning. I think I was in NSP when that happened. He had a secretary that got caught with a grow house with over 1,100 plants in it. Remember, he got
Dang.
pancreatic cancer, and that's like the lowdown. You know what I mean? You don't come back from that one. He beat it. Bad motherfucker. But how? Had a grow house. There's all kinds of rumors about guards and oh man, I know so much shit where I eventually got out of prison and got back into, with some people in a wrong crowd and ended up
Yeah.
at some parties with these motherfuckers. I was like, I knew it. How else could you work like you work, how much you work, the type of shit that you do without altering your mind? I always knew you motherfuckers were dope heads. Yeah, it got that deep where I walked in, bro, and I thought they were either gonna kill me or I was gonna kill them. Because I didn't know if they were gonna tell on me, and they probably didn't know.
It's too
You know what I mean?
stressful.
Yeah, that was a fucked up. That was a dark time in my life, man.
Yeah.
Walking in on that, man. Like I'm talking cops, prison guards, all kind of motherfuckers, man. And all of them ended up doing time. So it's all public record by now. One of the cops was taking people's drugs and giving it to his boys to put it back out in the streets. Right here in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Right here.
I bet that happens a lot, man.
It's hard to say. You hear people all the time say, "Man, if I was a cop, I'd be." It's hard to say what kind of cop you would actually be,
Mm-hmm.
but it's so easy. It would be so easy.
It's easier. It's more lucrative.
Especially in this, let's use Nebraska. They have the 10%, the bond thing where my old celly Hank got caught with $1 million cash in his trunk. Where doesn't matter. They're taking 10% of this. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you say it was for. We don't care if we do find out this was a murder for hire fee or if you're going to buy a house in New York cross country. We're taking 10% of this, son.
Yeah. Well,
Just
especially
because you're in our state.
especially back in the day, it's like if we're cops, how easy it is for us to be like, he didn't have $1 million. He had $900,000.
900,000.
And we're both splitting 50.
So easy. It'd be
Super
so easy. And how many times do we find out, that's the case? I mean, look at Seward County. That got brushed under the rug. They're hiring rogue cops, dirty cops, just a whole fucked up deal, and we all know if you're from Nebraska, we know how unfair they play, pretty new cruisers, pretty new jail. It's that 10% that they take from people and not reporting it. There's all kinds of shit.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be hard. It'd be hard. I mean, Training Day, that was a real guy.
Yeah.
It was loosely based, but that was a real guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, big city, small city, it would be so easy to. Yeah, he had $1,000 with him, but by the time we get to the station, that's gonna be 200. And you do this. What's the average stop for a cop a day? How many people is a cop stopping a day?
How many people?
Huh, that's a great fucking question.
Let's see.
Is the quota thing true? Are there so many that they have to do a day, a week, a month, a year?
I think this is like the entire country. On average, police pull over 50,000 people a day.
Fuck.
I think that's the whole country. This dude on Reddit asked cops, because, Reddit, you just post whatever.
Right.
He's like, oh, hey, if you're a cop, how many people do you pull over a day? These dudes are saying, like, between 5 and 15 a day.
5 and 15 a day?
Yeah, some
Okay,
days.
let's say 15.
Some days no stops at all. Some days I'm stopping people all day. It just depends on the day.
Okay, let's say 15.
Yeah.
And 10 of those got bread on them. You're going home with a nice tight pocket. Even if you get 500 there from them, 1,000, 2,000, 3, you're going home with a nice chunk of change.
Well, I mean, that's just pullovers, not necessarily.
That's
like,
just pullovers.
Like, I mean, like, how many people are they arresting? Because they're not taking money off.
Where you're raiding a trap house or something.
Yeah.
And it's.
Yeah, because, like, pulling people over, they're not getting money off pulling people over except for, like, the speeding ticket. Because they're not even searching people's cars if they're. Like, of the 15 people they pull over, probably 3 of them, they even, like, search the car. You know what I mean?
Okay, I gotta quit
Like,
putting myself.
yeah, like how many people are like,
Because I'm riding dirty.
right,
I'm taking penitentiary chances several times a day.
right.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's different.
I
It's
exclude
different.
myself.
Like, I'm just getting pulled over for speeding to work.
Okay, we're hypothetically.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm using myself. Like,
Yeah, you're like, not everybody gets
they
pulled
could have
over with.
pulled me over morning, noon, and night, and I'd have been dirty. Shit.
Yeah, you were in the minority on
Okay,
that. Like
okay,
most
okay.
people, they were pulling over and letting them off with warnings or whatever.
Average motherfuckers
Yeah,
probably ain't doing shit.
probably not.
Okay.
So it's like it's not that much money, but when there is money, it's like, and now it's harder, but it's only harder because we make them record every second of their day.
That's yeah.
And if we weren't recording every second of their day, it's like, oh, this dude had 5 pounds of weed on him. Like, no, he had 2 pounds of weed on him, and we were taking 3 pounds of weed home. Like, it'd be so easy, it's hard not to.
Yeah, it would be hard today to get away with that.
Yeah. But only because they literally make you record every second of your fucking day while you're at work. And half the time they shut them off or like forget to turn them on or whatever anyway. So shit don't even matter. But
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I mean, have those helped or hindered?
I mean, I'm sure it's helped. Like,
Have they helped people?
I'm sure it's helped a
or
little.
have they hindered police?
I don't think they hinder police at all.
You don't think they've hindered them?
No, because if you're doing your job right, you shouldn't have any problem with somebody seeing it. Like, if you were justified when you shot somebody, you shouldn't have a problem with somebody seeing the tape because you did it. You did what you were supposed to do. If you did what you were supposed to do. Like, the only time you should be worried about people seeing what you did is if you're doing the wrong thing. You know, so I don't think it hinders.
We know that. Yeah,
like, I don't think it hinders police at all to like show me what you did while you were at work today because you should only be doing police stuff.
How long have they been using those?
I don't
4
know.
or 5 years?
I don't know. I feel like they've been around a long time, but they've only.
I
feel like they're not even.
have them.
I feel like probably even still, there's some
sheriff's
small
offices and
departments
shit that don't have them
that
yet.
don't do it. And then some of them they only turn them on when they're like responding to a call. Okay, so all the stuff that happens in between is
I don't know why
not recorded.
These high-speed chases on YouTube, I've been watching them.
Yeah.
And I noticed one guy.
It's just boy shit. Boys just watch shit like that.
Yeah, shit's dope, dog. Shit's dope. I wouldn't do it, but shit's dope. But I remember one cop saying and I don't know, I think they were in Arkansas, somewhere down south, Georgia, Arkansas. Their cameras start as soon as they hit their cherries. Bang! So they don't manually get to do it. As soon as they hit those cherries to pull somebody over, it starts. So I was like, that, you know, as soon as you hit the cherries, you get out, you talk, bang, you come back in, and it shuts down. Then you got the ones that, you know, can manually. Those I don't like.
Yeah, I don't like
That's
those.
where
Either.
I'm like,
I think they should just have them on all the time.
All the time.
Like for your whole shift.
Whole shift.
Be on, but
as soon as you get in your what do they call them? Interceptors?
Yeah.
Do they still call them that?
I don't know. And then it's like, I don't know, I guess you don't want every conversation that you ever have recorded or whatever, but it's like, don't be a cop then.
Yeah, because you're a government official.
Yeah, I mean, you're a public servant. So
you're a public servant. We should have a live feed of what you motherfuckers are doing at all times.
Yeah, like, I mean, the bathroom, whatever.
Yeah,
creates issues.
I would watch that.
But it's
what was that shit?
But it's like you shouldn't be sitting around with your buddies, fucking. Like, what are you worried about us? You're worried about us hearing like.
What was the fucking show, man? They took it off
or...
TV because they said all the police shootings and shit.
Cops or live.
It was
PD?
like live PD, fucking live PD. We need that back.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
we need that back. I mean that
there was some
the live
PD in
PD. I saw what I'm like. Man, they harass a bunch of black people.
Well, and the problem with that was, like, all of that was alleged. So they were like ruining people's lives off alleged crimes,
right?
And on live
the
TV.
job or your boss or somebody's like, damn, but he really didn't do.
But you didn't do shit. Yeah, so that was the real problem.
There was that, but it's not for entertainment, but for the safety of the people. We should have a live feed on you, motherfucker.
Maybe like the video's always on, but sound is only on when you're on a call. So we can see what you're doing, but we can't. But we can't hear it.
There's some shit you're not gonna want to hear.
Well, yeah, and it's just like
You
I don't know,
don't
like
need to hear
your
it.
wife calls you, whatever. Like I don't need to hear all
Yeah,
your
you don't
personal
need to hear
fucking
that.
conversations.
Yeah, for public safety, yeah,
But
I'd be
like you should never have a problem with me seeing what you're
no
doing,
ever,
though.
ever. Not your job.
Mm-mm.
Now, if I'm laying concrete or I'm working in a nursing
Right.
home, yeah, not
Yeah.
necessary. But your job, yeah, that a live feed of
Well,
what
I
you're
mean, you have a job where you can like really fuck somebody's life up if not even if you want to, if you like do it wrong.
whether you do it wrong, a bad hunch, a bad feeling,
Yeah.
which is we hear more. Well, I had a bad feeling. Like, man,
I mean,
you're stopping me off of your feeling?
Yeah, it's like you can seriously fuck somebody's life up, man.
Come
Like
on,
depending
man.
on,
Yeah, shit. How we get that on the ballot? Who we got to talk to?
I don't know. Well, I mean, you can put initiatives on the ballot yourself, man.
I might have to put some pencil and paper on it. I'm gonna put it in pencil and
Write
paper
your
too.
congressman, man.
Live fucking
Write
feed of
your
the police.
write your state senator.
Hmm.
Figure out what district you're in and send that motherfucker an email.
See, then I gotta get into politics. See, fuck all that. I just want to send a kite. So we call it in prison.
Yeah,
Drop a kite.
yeah.
Trying to drop a kite and walk away.
That's not how it works. You gotta like sponsor it and put your name on it and sign it and shit.
Got me filling out affidavits and shit.
Yeah,
Motherfucker.
yeah.
Feel like I'm in court now.
Yeah,
Mm.
cops. That's like it's a complicated job. But
And we all wanted to do it when we were kids. I don't care if you're black,
well, it's-
white,
when you're a
brown.
kid, when you're a kid, it's like you think they're the good guys and they're heroes and
then
whatever.
you figure it out.
And then you get older and you're like,
Y'all are really
yeah, you guys
here
are,
to destroy people's lives.
yeah,
I
not all of
it's-
them,
Not all of them,
but enough of them.
but enough of them to where you've destroyed people's lives. And it's just, I think I started having a disdain for them. I can't remember. I don't even know if I knew who this guy was, but I remember he still had his fatigues on. He was getting back from Nam. I remember those guys coming back, and he was just chilling. And what they did to that man, I won't say it traumatized me or anything, but I was really like, damn, I don't like you motherfuckers now. And then just seeing every time they came to the hood, wasn't necessarily to help.
Yeah,
They wasn't getting the old lady's cat out the tree. They wasn't putting our chain back on our bikes, airing our tires up. They were here taking our dads and our uncles and our brothers. And it's like, damn, on a hunch or a feeling or somebody gave you a tip. Yeah, that's when I really started having a disdain for them. And then by the time I got, 13, 14, 15, 16, then the Rodney King thing. And it was like, oh, it's personal now. It's personal now.
yeah. I don't even know when there's never like I haven't even really had like an experience with police ever. It's just like there was a certain point where I realized that I was never happy to see them.
And your feelings, your feeling.
Yeah, like I don't even know when it was. Some point when I was pretty grown, it was just like I'm never happy to see the police. Like I'm never, like it's always like I'm worried I'm gonna get pulled over when they're driving behind me or whatever. Like I'm never like I never see a cop and go, oh good.
And here's the thing about them, a lot of them, and I learned this in prison. I think after the second time I came back, big homie was like, man, you're going to keep breaking the law. You better figure out, what you're doing. So I go to the law library, and, I'm reading, like, man, statutes, codes, all that shit, right? And what people are doing today on the internet, and they know their rights and they know, their amendment rights and all that shit. I've known all this, 5, 7, and 11, all that shit. You recite that shit to them, they got to back off. But what I learned about a lot of cops are, unless this job is a stepping stone for them and they're going to practice law, but very rarely is that the case. Maybe one of them over there may be doing that. They don't know the law.
Yeah.
They're just taught to protect it. They don't know what the fuck they're protecting. They just, hey, I'm a goon. I got the cuffs. I got the gun. I got the cherries. I'm here to fucking arrest you.
I think they're better at that now. And
They have to be now.
like obviously some of them have always been good. Cops is like a hard because I don't hate cops, and I think cops. It's not even like I think cops are bad people. Like I'm just talking about them generally. It's just like
Historically.
You just get like a feeling of anxiety whenever, like, they're not there to help. They're here to find a reason to fuck your day up.
Me, it's more historically, your reputation historically.
Yeah.
It just,
Well, especially for you, it's like I'm white, so it's just I have different context about, like, I'm not worried about police like harassing me and shit for no reason, really.
that's an everyday thing.
Yeah.
Whether you driving, whether you walking, whether you're on your bike.
Yeah. Like, I'm not
Like
worried about a cop seeing me.
I passed one today. Your doppelganger.
Yeah. Yeah. He sent me a picture of that guy. Good looking fella.
Yeah, he was a handsome dude. I was like, God damn. But the way he came out, bro, at me, if you noticed on my video, I kind of veered out like, hey, man, where the fuck, where you going? The door's over here. Why are you going this way? He's like coming towards me. I'm like, damn, that dude'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
I saw it. Like, you're not a good guy. Nothing about your aura
Yeah,
said
it's
you're a
just-
good cop, and you'll put my chain back on my bike or help me.
Yeah.
Up.
I mean, like, going into, like, just like a neighbor, if you just look at a neighborhood and you're like, I'm here to help people in this neighborhood, or I'm here to find people doing bad stuff in this neighborhood. Like, those are two different things. You know, and like, I'm here to help is a lot different than I'm here to seek evil or whatever.
Okay.
You know, like, you can be around to help. Like, you can be helping a kid put their chain on their bike and then like see something bad happening and help, you know, but it's like you're so busy like looking for the problem that you're not doing the good part, you know.
Perfect.
Or you feel like
example.
you don't need to, or whatever.
Remember a few weeks ago when certain parts of the town lost power?
Yeah.
Remember that? We didn't have power for like 12 hours,
Mm-hmm.
almost till like 7 o'clock that next morning.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I tell everybody I live in Irvingdale or in Irvingdale neighborhood. They like, you live over there? I'm like, no, I can see those houses though. You know, I don't live over there. You know what
My
I'm saying?
GPS says that's where you live.
But my GPS, you know, I'm like, but whatever, you know what I mean? But I went outside, you know, smoke a joint just to, you know, check the perimeter, and it's like, it's fucking dark out here, man. So all of a sudden, I see not cherries, but I see like the caution lights, like the yellow lights. And I look down the street, and it's a fucking cop just easing up the block. I'm like, this motherfucker's doing security. So I'm like, okay. Well, my mom still lives in T-Town. She's never left. My mom, that's the hood. My mama will never leave the hood. It's probably more peaceful over there now than it ever has been now. But anyway, I'm on the phone with my mom. Like, yeah, mom, the police over here riding up down the street. Everything cool over there? She said, what? I said, yeah, like, we cool. Like, ain't nothing gonna happen over here. Hospitals over here, shit. They riding up down the street, making, you know, these big ass houses and shit. Ain't nobody breaking in and shit.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was like, they ain't doing that shit over here.
Mm-mm.
I was like, are you serious? And I'm figuring today's times, they got to be doing it everywhere.
Yeah. See,
No,
that's what I'm
just
that's what I'm
over
talking about.
there.
It's different, like being like, I'm here to protect these people, and being like, I'm only here because there's a problem.
Right.
Like, those are different.
Right. Well, even in the hood back in the day, they didn't patrol our neighborhood to make sure we were safe. They only came when the shit had happened, or they thought the guy ran that way, or somebody fits the description. But we could always be on this side of town, like the south side. And man, you can't ride from K Street to fucking A Street and not see 17 of them motherfuckers over here. Just, I'm like, man, what the fuck? They would never just patrol our hood to make sure we were safe over there. They didn't come until it was time to come. We never got.
And then by then, it's like
it's over.
shit already happened.
Yeah, it's already. Hey, what really are you protecting? Yeah, it was never a protection thing with them, ever. Even some of the functions that we were having in the neighborhood, it was always like, you know, they were another gang. They were another set. Not here to help us, not here to protect us, not to make sure we were okay. It was like another gang showing up on the set that we got to watch.
I do kind of feel like a lot of it has gotten better just because it has to, just because people have been getting fired and
Well,
everything's getting recorded. And I think it helps that people have cell phones, and it's like Like I don't care if your body camera's on or not. Like I'm recording it.
Somebody's gonna feel like they need to record this.
Mhm.
I guess we can give credit to the George Floyd thing. I think
Yeah, I
people were doing it before that, but
Yeah.
after the George Floyd thing, you got 50 people standing there that you don't even know,
Mhm.
willing to, go through this for you, with you. So, yeah. And I see them train over here every 10, 12 weeks. And me and my wife, we had a few clients in here. And we had to realize, I'm like, man, these motherfuckers look like they 18, 19.
Yeah, they're young.
And
now.
they are.
Mhm.
We're 50 and 30, 40, 50, 60 years old now, where they were 2000s babies. Let's say some of them are 05, 2010. Shit. Yeah, 2010. That would make them what? 15 to 19?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 14,
They don't know that hate. They don't have that judgment. They don't have that in them. They didn't grow up with that shit. They didn't say, oh, you're black or, oh, you're gay. They didn't grow up with that. They grew up with it all. So that's where my optimism, I haven't always been an optimistic guy. I was always the one like, yeah, the world's going to end tomorrow. Shit's going to go bad. They don't fucking like me. So my optimism, when I say I'm optimistic about something, please believe. But what I see over here, training it, I also see a couple of them over there that probably don't know culture either, or that might get them in trouble. But for the most part, the young men and women I see over here training for Lincoln Police Department, I really just don't think the 15 to 20s, they don't have that in them. They don't have that judgment shit in them.
I agree.
They don't care
So
what they are.
I think stuff will get better eventually.
I hope.
It's just
I
been
hope
fucked.
so.
I mean, it's been fucked up way too long.
I mean, because we do need police.
Yeah.
Couldn't imagine if we didn't have them.
Yeah. Like that's why it's hard to talk about because like police need to exist, and I know like some of my friends are cops, and I know that they're good people, and I know that they try really hard. It's just like it's the system, man.
I have quite a few.
It's this
law enforcement.
Like the system is busted, and the system lets people who are not good people end up in charge of everything.
There's still those powers that be.
Yeah,
and that's in anything and everything.
That's not all of them, but there's enough.
There's enough. There's enough.
Yeah,
to where they still got their claws in that shit. To where, but I think and as harsh as it sounds, those people are dying off. Those people are
just go to
75 and up right now.
Go to sleep.
Yeah, they about to go to sleep.
Go to sleep a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? That long sleep.
Yeah.
So yeah, you definitely gonna see it. I'll probably see the beginning of it. I hope. But yeah, man, I'm optimistic about a whole.
It'd be weird how AI helps too, because it's like once like AI, I think eventually like we don't need cops out here giving people speeding tickets.
No.
Like an AI, you'll just have a speeding ticket when you get home. It's just like you fucking got me.
Demolition Man.
Yeah, exactly.
What was the machine right there?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. And you get your ticket right there.
Mm-hmm.
While the police can be doing real police shit.
Yeah, actual police shit, not whatever. And then like the patrolling and stuff, like they can send little like it's slippery, it gets scary, but they can have little drones just like checking shit out.
See,
not like looking in people's houses, but
right.
Just
like I'm there too. Like I see how dope that would be. As far, I mean, because I don't care how many vests or Kevlar or whatever you wear. You catch a dome shot or a shot in that main vein. Like, what does the vest matter?
But
drone though.
But then the wrong people are still in charge of stuff, and the wrong people are in charge of the drones.
That's
it's
where that other side. It's
like,
you know what I'm saying?
But you can have an AI drone that can see kids breaking into cars and stuff, and then call a car to come get them. Like, shit's easy.
Or give
doesn't even have to be a person involved.
A loud enough sound to just cripple their ass until the police get there.
See, that's
where they won't do this shit.
Well, see, then you're weaponized. I don't like that.
Yeah, see?
I don't want to put weapons on the drones.
Damn.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to have
non-lethal.
No, not even
No. Okay. Military guy, Marine Corps. How non-lethal is non-lethal? Is there some non-lethal that can?
I don't know. We didn't have any non-lethal.
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, you probably didn't even practice with non-lethal.
But I mean,
wrong guy, wrong question.
Like those beanbag guns, like you can kill somebody with that. If you hit them in the head, if you hit somebody in the head, they'll fucking die.
The rubber bullets.
Mm-hmm. Like even we would practice with blanks sometimes, and even a blank will fucking kill somebody if you if you get them point blank with a
The
blank.
right spot.
Because even a blank still shoots out like little pieces of metal or something.
Okay. So well, I guess I got my
So there's
question
actually I guess I could have answered it because they don't call them non-lethal; they call them less than lethal. In the Marine Corps, it's LTL, less than lethal,
answered. Which means it can
which
get you.
means it's not supposed to kill you, but it
But
could.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, less than lethal.
Less than
LTL. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, non-lethal is like it's not true because if you shoot somebody in the head, with
Okay,
like
that's the point of my question.
yeah. You
Okay.
can definitely kill somebody with that
Okay.
shit.
Okay.
Like even the rubber bullets and stuff. Like you hit somebody in the eyeball or something. Like they probably die.
Temple,
Yeah.
throat.
Yeah.
God. Okay.
But I don't know. We use real bullets only. So
Hardcore, baby. Yeah, I got my answer.
yeah. I don't know. Anyway, that's all the time we got this week. I don't even remember what we talked about, man. I come home and my wife's like, "What'd you guys talk about?" And I'm like, I don't
whole
even,
bunch of shit.
I don't
That'd be
even
my
know.
answer. All that shit.
Like I don't even know. And sometimes I'm like, "Oh, we talked about this and this and this," and she's like, "You didn't talk about any of that." I'm like, "Oh, that's what we talked about before we even started the show."
Wires getting crossed and shit.
Yeah,
It's all good. It's all good.
So like, I already forgot what we talked about, but that's okay because I'll listen to it while I'm editing it. And,
Y'all about to have 120 episodes to binge on.
yeah. So
I got something planned too. I'm gonna keep that under wraps right now. I'm gonna keep it.
That's exciting. I don't even know what it is.
I'll let you.
Very under
You're gonna
wraps.
be the first to know, Doc.
Very under wraps. Yeah. All right. Cool. Thanks for listening or watching or whatever you did. Check us out. We're on Spotify and YouTube. The videos are audio pretty much everywhere else. Tell your friends to listen too. They'll probably like it. And have a great week.